हाय, गुड आफ्टरनून। नो योर कंपनी के आज के इस एपिसोड में आप सबका स्वागत है। और आज फिर एक और इंटरेस्टिंग कंपनी, कोशिश हो रही है जितनी कंपनीज प्राइमरी मार्केट्स में डेब्यू कर रही हैं उनसे आपको रूबरू कराया जाए। तो रोज नो योर कंपनी में जो जो आईपीओस खुल रहे हैं उनके बारे में डिटेल में चर्चा हो रही है, और किससे? उस कंपनी के टॉप मैनेजमेंट से। तो आज खुला है श्रीराम प्रॉपर्टीज का आईपीओ सब्सक्रिप्शन के लिए। इस कंपनी के चेयरमैन और मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर मुरली एम और इस कंपनी के ईडी और ग्रुप सीएफओ गोपाल कृष्णन जे आपकी स्क्रीन्स पर दोनों के दोनों, आप दोनों का स्वागत है। प्राइमरी मार्केट्स में डेब्यू करने के लिए आप लोगों को कांग्रेचुलेशंस। मैं बातचीत की शुरुआत करूंगा दोनों के साथ, श्रीराम प्रॉपर्टीज के कारोबार को समझूंगा और कोशिश करूंगा समय रहा तो एक आउटसाइड एक्सपर्ट का व्यू। भाई लॉजिक ये बातचीत करने का, एंड में समझ में आए कि सब्सक्राइब करना है या नहीं करना है। सब्सक्राइब करना है तो लिस्टिंग गेन के लिए, लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए, तो एक आउटसाइड एक्सपर्ट से भी करूंगा बातचीत। आज होंगे ओम कैपिटल के राजेश अग्रवाल कोलकाता से, जो हमारी मदद करेंगे। लेकिन पहले इस वक्त की हेडलाइंस।
दोस्तों, अगर आप बाजार में अपना पैसा इन्वेस्ट करना चाहते हैं तो अभी जुड़े एंजल ब्रोकिंग के साथ में, क्योंकि यहां आपको मिलती है एक अच्छी एडवाइस और भरोसेमंद सर्विस, और यहां अकाउंट ओपन करना भी है बिल्कुल फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट। तो आज ही जुड़े एंजल ब्रोकिंग के साथ में। अकाउंट ओपनिंग लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में है, आज ही अपना अकाउंट ओपन कराएं।
श्रीराम प्रॉपर्टीज का आईपीओ आज से खुला है 10 दिसंबर, यानी कि इस आने वाले फ्राइडे तक ये ऑफरिंग खुली है। 113 से 118 रुपए पर शेयर का प्राइस बैंड। कुल मिलाकर आईपीओ के जरिए कंपनी की 600 करोड़ रुपए मोबिलाइज करने की योजना। और इस आईपीओ पे श्रीराम प्रॉपर्टीज के सीएमडी मुरली एम और ईडी और ग्रुप सीएफओ गोपाल कृष्णन सर आप लोग को आपकी स्क्रीन पे नजर आएंगे। आप दोनों का स्वागत है। और मुरली सर, शुरुआत आपके साथ। आपके आने से पहले मैं पढ़ रहा था, मैं होप कर रहा हूं थोड़ा बहुत हिंदी में बोलूंगा तो आप लोग समझ लेंगे। समझ लेंगे ना सर?
कोशिश तो करेंगे।
हाँ, आप कोशिश करना, मैं भी कभी कभी कोशिश करूंगा इंग्लिश बोलने की। हालांकि मैं कर नहीं पाता हूं। तो साउथ इंडिया बेस्ड रियल एस्टेट कंपनी, ये रियल एस्टेट कंपनी तो एक मुरली सर क्लटर्ड स्पेस है। व्हाट सेट्स यू अपार्ट? आपका बिजनेस मॉडल क्या है? आपका बिजनेस मॉडल बाकियों से फर्क क्या, डिफरेंट क्या?
As you know, Shriram Properties is one of the most trusted, transparent, governance-oriented real estate developer. We, right from the day one, we focused on asset-light model. We never own the asset. We do the entire development for a third-party landowner on a joint development basis or a joint venture basis or a development management model basis. So asset-light model is what we are specialized. And also we focused on mid-market and affordable housing segment, which has got an ever-growing demand. Our estimate for the next 10 to 12 years, the demand will stay firm and also grow further and further on mid-market and affordable housing segment. As you have seen, Government of India also has been pushing a lot on housing for all, and government has been supporting this sector particularly extremely in a good way. And as you know, South India has that tremendous potential for growth, and Shriram Group is well known across the country. So we started from South India. We are doing very well.
हाँ, ये बात सही। श्रीराम ग्रुप बहुत वेल नोन है, प्रोमिनेंट बिजनेस ग्रुप है साउथ इंडिया का, नेशन वाइड सब जानते हैं। उस ब्रांडिंग का फायदा मिलता है क्या आपको मुरली सर?
Yes.
Yes, branding का बहुत फायदा मिलता है, because Shriram Group has been built on trust, transparency and governance. So the consumer, and it is a middle income brand. So middle income consumer mindset में श्रीराम का नाम लेते ही वो कॉन्फिडेंस आ जाता है। और वो last 2 decades we have been focused on delivering quality in a timely manner, and therefore combination of these two has given us a big market edge, and that's why we have actually become among the top 3, top 5 players in each of our markets. We focus mostly on 3 markets, Bangalore, Chennai and Kolkata. In all the 3 markets we are among top 5 players.
Okay. नहीं, श्रीराम का नाम लेते तो वैसे ही कॉन्फिडेंस आ जाता है, वो बात अलग। अच्छा गोपाल सर, कई सारी चीजें मुरली सर ने कही, 2 इंपॉर्टेंट, एक तो जॉइंट डेवलपमेंट एग्रीमेंट के थ्रू, और दूसरा उन्होंने कहा हम लोग फोकस करते हैं मिड मार्केट में और अफोर्डेबल हाउसिंग में। ये मिड मार्केट मतलब ये क्या सेगमेंट, क्या टिकट साइज होता है इसका? आपकी ऑफरिंग मिड मार्केट में क्या है?
तो हमारा मिड मार्केट में 40 लाख से 80 लाख, 40 लाख से 80 लाख तक करते हैं। Mid market for us, and Government of India has also defined 45 lakh as a mid-market number.
For affordable
threshold. So anything more than that becomes a mid-market. So for us, it's 40 to 80 lakh is our mid-market. 25 lakh, we start from 25 lakh to 40 lakh as our affordable housing projects.
हाँ, तो अफोर्डेबल 45 का थ्रेशोल्ड एंड 40 to 80 lakhs is the mid market that Shriram Transport specifically targets. Shriram Property specifically targets. Murli sir, how does the slate looks like? What's the unsold inventory as on date? What's the ongoing upcoming projects that you have?
We have a portfolio of 47 million square feet. Under development is close to about 20 million square feet. We have unsold inventory is close to zero or practically zero on the projects which are already completed. We sell extremely well. As you know, that consolidation in the market helps the trusted, branded, large players like us. It helps us a lot. We sell very well. That's the biggest strength what we have. Unsold inventory is practically zero.
Unsold inventory is practically zero. And how's the demand environment shaping up, sir? Most of the companies have told us during this pandemic, in the second leg of the pandemic, the demand has seen an uptick. The mood has seen an uptick. The footfalls have increased. Are you also witnessing the same in South India as well?
Yeah, demand has gone up tremendously. It is in fact much better than pre-COVID level today. So there has been a tremendous demand, particularly on the mid-market and the affordable housing segment. There is a constant demand, and COVID has helped people to come back to their basics, people to come back to their family traditional values. Indian families, all women-led society, and they are very comfortable having real estate as their core investment philosophy. So COVID brought back people to their basics. COVID brought back to people to stick to their core family values, which is one of the greatest advantage COVID has taught us, greatest lesson COVID has taught us. So there is a huge demand which is prevailing now, and it is likely to continue for a longer period of time, is our estimate.
बढ़िया डिमांड है और आगे भी डिमांड स्ट्रांग रहेगी. अच्छा गोपाल सर, सब ठीक. FY19 में रेवेन्यू 650 करोड़ के, उस 650 करोड़ के ऊपर FY20 में रेवेन्यूज 12% गिरते हैं, FY21 में 25% और गिर जाते हैं, और H1 का आंकड़ा भी कमजोर है. ये रेवेन्यू मोमेंटम ओवर द इयर्स क्यों लूज आउट हुआ इस कंपनी का?
So let me clarify. For all real estate companies, revenue recognition is not based on sales, it is based on completion and handover. When we sell the housing unit, we cannot recognize revenue. Only when we complete and handover. So there is a lag of 3 years from the time when we sell the units. So what you are seeing now, 18, 19, 20, 21, all these are what we have done 3-4 years ago, right? The company has actually evolved and actually transitioned into a high growth company only post RERA, where we moved away from a 1 million annual sales volume to today. Now we are selling between 3.5 million square feet, which is 35 lakh square feet on an annual basis. This makes us as one of the largest selling housing real estate developer in terms of volumes. That momentum will take a couple of years for it. When we hand over these units, only we will recognize revenue. So these are scheduled for completion and handover and revenue. So our revenue will see a momentum over the next 24-36 months. That is where all of this impact will come.
तो आप कह रहे हो ये बेसिकली अकाउंटिंग का इश्यू, रेवेन्यू रिकॉग्निशन के चलते 3 साल लगते हैं आमतौर पे किसी भी प्रोजेक्ट के रेवेन्यूज बुक्स पे एक्चुअली रिफ्लेक्ट होने पे. तो FY19 से FY21 पेन पीरियड था. अब मान के चलूं यहां से FY22 ऑनवर्ड्स 3 साल का पीरियड फेज खत्म हो चुका है. अब यहां से फाइनेंशियल्स में एक अपटिक देखने को मिलेगा, रेवेन्यूज वापस बंप अप दिखाएंगे.
Yes, sir. When we hand over all this over the next 24-36, 2 to 3 years, that is when whatever we did in the last 3 years, we have sold 10 million square feet in the last 3 years. When they get completed and handed over the next 1 to 3 years, that's when we start recognizing income from these projects.
And what's the completion slate looking like? Will you be completing something in FY22 itself?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. We are despite COVID, despite NBFC crisis in November 19, we delivered about 1.8 million square feet in the last 18 months. That number will scale up in a material way. Since I told you what we have sold over the last 3 years, those projects are nearing completion, right? They will be executed. And therefore, all of this will come into income recognition over the next few years. I'm constrained to not talk about the future. Otherwise, I would have loved to explain.
And we would have loved to hear that, sir. अब वो दिक्कत है, until unless this company lists, we cannot talk about the future projections. ठीक है, मुरली सर, This company has been clogging losses. ये जो concerns हैं, I'm raising those concerns. Since the past 5 years, losses consecutively since FY16. This is basically this revenue recognition, this accounting treatment that you're talking about. Is that to blame? I don't. When do we expect profits to start seeping in?
Again, I cannot talk about forward-looking number, but I can tell you last 3 years, company has grown 43% CAGR consistently in volumes. And I mean, from sub 1 million square foot pre-RERA pre-sales, now last 3 years, we have consistently delivered 3 to 3.5 million square feet of pre-sales we have done. So all that will reflect into the volumes in the next 2 to 3 years' time. Plus, added to that, lot many new projects will be launched in the next 2 years' time. So all that will reflect into the balance sheet and P&L. So, and market is looking very, very good. As an organization, we build the capacity to do about 5 to 6 million square feet consciously. And in that path, we have been making good progress of delivering 3.5 million square foot consistently last 3 years' time. So we hope, the future is going to be great for us.
Interesting.
In this context, if I can clarify 2 points. Point number one, as Murali said, we have been, over the last 3 years, we have consciously built organization. That means we are incurring the cost today. But revenue recognition is postponed because of Ind AS or accounting standard requirements. So therefore, the current costs are current, whereas the revenues are postponed to future period. That's one of the reasons why we've had losses in the past. The second reason why the losses were there, as part of Ind AS, we have private equity investments in the company. 58% of the company is owned by private investors. So under Ind AS treatment requirement, we had to treat all of this investment as a deemed debt. It's a very technical term, so therefore I don't want to complicate your viewers. But a deemed debt means a deemed interest, and therefore the burden, though it's not a cash charge, it's a non-cash expenditure, we were forced to expense all of them out over the last few years. So FY 16, 17, 18, and 19, 4 years, actually 17, 18, 19, and 20, 4 years we had to go through this deemed interest burden that gets charged. Though it is not actual cash expense, it's a deemed interest burden. It gets charged to us. And that's one of the reasons it's explained in the RHP in detail. And therefore, we had to go through this whole painful period of incurring losses. With the volumes now scaling up, operating leverage will kick in. And therefore, and along with that, a rising share of development management model in our overall portfolio will improve our profitability and returns going forward.
तो इसमें मल्टीपल चीजें हैं, मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है लेकिन पूछना जरूरी है. 600 करोड़ रुपए, 600 crore rupees you guys are going to mobilize through this IPO. 350 crore rupees is the OFS component and 250 crore rupees is the fresh issuance. You talked about these private equity players sitting, having invested in the company. These private equity players, the Walton, TPG, Starwood, the Tata Capitals of the world, their acquisition price was higher, and I was reading they are exiting the company with actually a haircut. फिर डर ये लगता है, if these guys haven't earned over the years, will we as retail investors, when we check into this company, will we get meaningful returns or per se returns from our investments?
So if I can take that question.
Please, sir.
Private equity investors are not exiting.
They're partially exiting.
They are currently owning 58% of the company, and they will be still continue to own about 34% plus the company post IPO. And as you know, all of them are funds. They have their own fund life constraints as well as benchmarking requirements. So this is aimed at liquidity event for them to actually create a publicly traded benchmark as well. So they've all agreed to sell at an attractive valuation to a new set of investors because they're only part selling right now, and they will continue to be with us. They know the potential of this company, and they'll continue to be with us as we go through the post-IPO journey. And therefore, they were very comfortable, setting up the valuation to ensure that the new set of investors also have a low entry price, and it will make everybody participate in this new set of growth. And so therefore, they're not exiting completely. So that nobody is booking losses right at this point of time.
और बचा हुआ 250 crore rupees जो fresh issuance के through आ रहा है, you guys are going to part repay the debt. इस समय बुक्स पे कितना ओवरऑल डेट है सर, और कितना इंटरेस्ट आउट को सेव कर पाएंगे फिर हम लोग, और वो जो BBB+ की रेटिंग है वो इंप्रूव हो जाती है क्या इसके बाद होपफुली?
यस सर. सो 700 करोड़ का नेट डेट है, हम 200 करोड़ वापस पे कर रहे हैं, और करंट डेट इक्विटी 0.85:1 है और वो 0.5:1 तक आ जाएगा. Plus operating cash flow, which we expect to come over the next couple of years. And as I said, we are handing over the projects, and therefore the cash flows will also start coming into us, and those all will be used for further strengthening the balance sheet.
Okay.
So therefore, the interest saving for this year will be very small, but next year onwards, obviously, our current the 200 crores of interest on the 200 crore at least will be a saving. More important than the interest saving, it will give us a very lighter balance sheet and as well as ability to ride through the whole growth curve much more efficiently. जब पैसा का जरूरत पड़ेगा कंस्ट्रक्शन फाइनेंस, we will be able to raise it more cost effective manner.
हाँ, मुरली सर, गोपाल सर, मैं बहुत ईगरली वेट कर रहा हूं. अब जब आपकी लिस्टिंग होगी तो वी कैन टॉक अबाउट फ्यूचर प्रोजेक्शंस, वी कैन टॉक अबाउट दोस नंबर्स. लेकिन बेस्ट विशेस इस आईपीओ ऑफरिंग के लिए, और अब लिस्टिंग में आप लोगों से मुलाकात होगी. थैंक यू सो मच सर.
धन्यवाद.
तो अब भैया ओम कैपिटल के राजेश अग्रवाल सर की मदद की जरूरत है. राजेश सर, आपने पता नहीं चर्चा सुनी नहीं सुनी, ये रेवेन्यू रिकॉग्निशन का इशू, अकाउंटिंग का फेरबदल, इसीलिए पास्ट हिस्ट्री जो थी थोड़ी पेनफुल थी. आने वाला समय अच्छा होगा, पर हमें जो दिख रहा है उसके बाद हमें कॉल लेना है. तो ये आने वाले प्रोजेक्शंस, ये आपका काम, लगाना है पैसा नहीं लगाना?